where they do a great job of spacing him, and he has rim protection. And we went into that game trying to space him instead of trying to attack him. And obviously with them tonight, we were able to get to different spacings. And so tonight, kind of to what we were talking about before, it wasn't their defense is elite, and they're physical, and they do a great job. But tonight, when we were losing, it was more about we weren't getting to our spacing, we weren't fighting for advantages, and we were forced to have to make one-on-one plays because we couldn't recognize where the two-on-one is quick enough. And some of their ball pressure does that. Some of their length and their physicality does that.
It looked like Jason got going when he got downhill there in the fourth. Was there something specifically you guys did to free him up, or was it just his aggressiveness in those?
He was extremely aggressive. I thought he did a great job. I thought Al did a great job coming to set. You know, if they're going to pick you up high, we have to use that to our advantage. And I thought Al did a good job coming to get him at half court, coming to get him high, and JT got downhill and made the right play. And so that is spacing, right? And that's proper basketball. We got guys in the corners. We got elite spacing. We got the right matchup in. They're going to have a high pickup point. We set it higher, and then we made the right play. And so once we got organized and were able to do that, I thought our offense looked completely different. And, you know, all of our guys did a great job, and JT did a great job making plays.
Joe, you guys improved to 18-0 at home tonight. That's a franchise record to open a year at home. Obviously, a lot of good teams in this history. What does that mark kind of mean to you and this team at this point? So
there's been 2 times that I've actually showed like I have a pulse, and tonight wasn't one of them, and it's because of the crowd. And I'm not going to say we're 18-0 at home without that. And so, like, to me, I talked about this before a little bit, like we want to create this identity of playing Celtic basketball because the fans are really smart and they know when we suck and they know when we don't, and they've seen great basketball for a long period of time. So usually if they're cheering, it's because you're doing something right, and I think over the course of this season, they've seen moments of greatness, they've seen moments of Celtic basketball, and they've like responded to that really well, and I think that's had a huge impact on our team. And to me, especially being from here, like there's nothing better than getting the Garden, the crowd, to appreciate Celtic basketball. And so I think the connectivity between us and the identity of the city and the identity of the arena is kind of building something for us. And tonight specifically, even when we did suck, which we did at times, they did a good job of keeping us in it. And I think that's important to have that relationship with the crowd and with the city.
Hey, Joe, just another thing on JT. You mentioned his aggressiveness down the stretch, but how about, you know, kind of his shot selection and taking what needed to be taken within the moment? What was the left hand down the lane, 3-point shot, and what does that say about kind of how he's grown?
Well, 2 things. One, I also want to highlight the fact when guys play really well on offense, they actually play really well on defense today too. And I thought his ability to match up with Karl-Anthony Towns, especially in the first half, allowed us to have some other matchups. And so, again, not being defined by greatness, Jalen's defense, Jason's defense, Drew's. Tonight you saw, like, Drew being Drew, right? But to get back to Jason, the most important thing is, like, the ball in your hands, in the spacing, making the right play, and playing with pace, playing with poise. Don't always have to go the same speed. And tonight you saw moments of screening in the first half, moments of ball handling in the second half, figuring out what the pick and roll coverage was, and then making the right play to that. And so I think he had a couple of kickouts, a couple pin-ins for Al where he got the corner 3. So again, it's just not being defined by one thing, and it's dominating the game by understanding how what pitch do I need to use this quarter, this half, this game. And our guys are starting to recognize that, and I thought JT did a great job.